Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you guys are well. I hope you had a good holiday if you live in the United States. If you live internationally, then I hope you had a good weekend. I am recording this with a certain amount of exasperation and consternation at the moment. I think I told you on the video about the Star Wars fan-made toys that I had to scrap the off-the-cuff thing because I just can't do off the cuff. I've never been good at it, and I can't do that. I thought, given how I was able to pretty much go off the cuff on the Indy 5 video, which was, like I said, something where I get my head around it and I can talk about the topic. I really thought I was going to be able to sit down today and do a video of this Captain Carter and Hydra Stomper off the cuff. I had hoped that that would work out. I was having a hard time. I've done, one take after another trying to make it work. I'm very dissatisfied with the way I sound. My brain tries to impose. My brain does this thing where it tries to self-edit in the middle of a sentence, which is really annoying. It'll pick a better word as I'm saying the word I've already chosen. And then it'll force that word out and ruin the sentence, which could ruin the last few paragraphs worth of momentum, which means I then have to go back and try it again. And so then, of course, you're running the risk of making mistakes on the first three paragraphs that you got right in your head that could now go wrong while you're trying to get to the newly edited mental version of the fourth paragraph. So it was going real badly, and I was getting annoyed. And then I was finally on a good clip, but Melinda has set up the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree is in the front room. The front room is right over my head. Now, she set up the Christmas tree yesterday when I wasn't filming. But unfortunately, if you've ever owned cats, you'll know that cats get real interested in Christmas trees. And so my take was then ruined again by the cats upstairs dropping some boulder right on top of the take. And you could hear it in the take. Unfortunately, that front room does not have French doors or anything like that to keep the cats out of there. So the only way to even kind of guarantee that I'll be able to film this is if the cats are definitely not in that room. Well, normally Melinda would take them into her office when problems like this have arisen. But Melinda is currently in a meeting right now, a teleconference for several hours, and she doesn't want cats in there when she's doing that, so I can't interrupt her, one, and put the cats in there, too. So what I've decided to do instead is, since I'm not having an easy time of making this whole thing happen anyway, I thought what I would do is script it. It won't be a long script. This is probably going to be about a 5 to 7 minute video. But I've decided that's the only way that I can bring this out because I really want this to hit for you guys today and then go out wide on YouTube tomorrow. So I'll probably just script it, print it out, do it the old-fashioned way, and knock it out. It's annoying. Part of me is annoyed with myself because I don't know why, but my patience and ability to do off the cuff has completely deteriorated over the years. So yeah, it's not really, it's not something that lends itself well to a product review. And like I said before, it works better for reactions or thoughts to more nebulous concepts like a movie delay. things like that, which was still tough enough. I mean, I still had starts and stops and had to cover that with some footage and make it feel scripted. But for a toy review like this, it's just like, no, you might as well just script it and print the damn thing out and just do it the way you know it's going to work. That does lead to a slightly longer editing time, I think. But I should have it done this evening. Yeah, so in other news, not a lot to really talk about. I've been cleaning the studio today. You probably saw some of the things that I posted for sale on Patreon yesterday. I'm really making a big push to declutter the studio. It's become DEFCON 5 or 1, whichever that scale is. I can't remember. Whatever is the opposite of what they show in war games. It's becoming impossible to work consistently in here. I spent several hours yesterday putting away all the Star Wars toys from the Star Wars fan roundup video, fan-made toy video. And I've still got all the Indiana Jones stuff out ready to go because I've recorded a whole thing for that video with Matt Movies 611, and I'll be recording another whole round of stuff tomorrow with Tony from Analog for that video. So that stuff is still kind of out in the way, so to speak. So I'm still actively working on that, but I'm actually looking at getting rid of a lot of things that I do not foresee being used in the future. I haven't decided about vintage stuff yet, but there is a definite push to get some of this stuff gone, especially duplicates. So just to give you guys an idea of what's coming up for sale, I will post them on Patreon for about 6 to 12 hours. If I don't get any bites, I'll move them over to Instagram like I did with the 2 sets of Super 7 figures. I will be selling a bunch of duplicate Voltrons. Specifically, we have 2 Bandai SOC Sola Chogokin Golions. I will be selling one of those Golions. I will also be selling my complete mint second all box, never opened Matty Collector Voltron. That will be one that will go up for sale as well. We are in that desperate a situation to make room in the studio. And also just getting a little bit of cash influx here at the end of the year wouldn't hurt as well, for the purposes of the channel and everything else. So it serves 2 masters. As soon as some replacement parts come in, I will also be selling my Revenge of the Sith Master Replicas Anakin Skywalker lightsaber hilt replica, what's known in the prop circles as the Skinny Flex. I am upgrading 2 of the parts on it that were under-engineered by Master Replicas in order to make that prop truly whole. So yeah, I'm waiting on that. That could be several weeks. I'm not sure. Depends on how long it takes the different vendors to ship the parts. But I will be selling that, with its shipping box and its acrylic case and everything. That's just sort of a sample. Oh, I think if I didn't say this already, I'll say it again. My Masterpiece Transformers will be sold. I'll be selling all of my Masterpiece Transformers and third-party Transformers, barring Wheeljack. I think I'm going to keep Wheeljack, but otherwise I'm going to be getting rid of all of those at the same time. And then I'll be getting rid of my Chug Transformers as well. So there will be some classics Transformers and stuff that I'll be getting rid of at the same time. So I'll be listing those, within the next few days as I get to them. And you guys will have first dibs on those. If you live in the United States, the price includes shipping. If you live outside the United States, I need to know that because it's very expensive to ship outside the United States right now, and I'll need to factor in some kind of difference depending on where you live if you have an interest in the stuff. So I'm going to go write this script and get this done for this so that I can have that video for you guys tonight. And then you'll hopefully see it tonight. It'll go out live tomorrow as the last video in November. And then you'll start to see these items come up for sale. And again, it's all in the spirit of keeping the channel moving succinctly. There was some panic amongst the crew when I started telling them that I was going to be offloading some stuff. And, Tim Ward was like, should I be worried? Is the channel ending? And I'm like, no. As a matter of fact, all this is being done to keep the channel going as smoothly as possible. All this is being done to make sure that the channel doesn't grind to a halt, because production, gets harder and harder the more things just encroach in on you. So it's all in the opposite spirit. Numbers are rebounding, which is nice. It's been a little bit of a slump the last few weeks. I know that other channels have had a slump. I don't know what's going on globally that's made that happen sociopolitically, who knows? But I am seeing the numbers start to go back up this way, which is great. We're almost at 93,000 subs, which is awesome. Getting closer and closer to 100K. A lot of good stuff in the hopper. Like I said, I'm working on this for the end of the month. I am working on, my aim is to have Bionic 6 Part 2 done in December. There will be a special Christmas video coming as well. And if all goes to plan, Indiana Jones and the Last Hurrah. Batman the Animated Series, which is too big to lie to you and say, yeah, I've still got the ability to do that. That'll be priority number one at the beginning of the new year, along with Thundercats, Redux, and a few other pieces I have in play. There's more ideas than there is time to produce them, and I appreciate your patience and your continued support and enthusiasm in making these happen. I really appreciate the positive response to the Star Wars Fan Toys video. Again, it's not the first Star Wars Fan Toys video I've done, but this particular one I found very eye-opening in the response to it, because people seem to indicate that they'd never heard of a lot of these companies before, a lot of these vendors. So that's exciting that they're becoming aware of people, in the growing maker space. The bigger a foothold, we can create for these independent toy makers, the sooner we can get out from under the shackles of Hasbro and compel companies like Hasbro to do things differently. Or just go away. I wouldn't mind that. All right, I'm going to go write this thing, and I'll talk to you guys later.